such an idiot. Hi. How are you? I don't know why anyone comes on this show. I seriously. What's going on? Welcome to Daily Fuel. Welcome to the replay. My name is Bobby. It is Monday. Monday. And, another week. So if you're watching in the replay and you had to watch that, I'm sorry. If you're joining live and you missed it, don't watch it. It was dumb. And is this in the... Yeah, this is fine. So yeah, if you're watching in the replay, let me know you're in the replay. Say hi. Hi, I'm in the replay. I let the dog out. I left the dog out. Oh my goodness. Put the dog away. Thanks. Anyway, let me know you're in the replay. Hashtag replay. Hashtag I am in the replay. Hashtag am I live? Is this live? Where am I? Do something like that. That's always fun when people think that they're live and they're in the replay, or when they think they're in the replay and they're like, oh, I missed it, and it's live. That's always hilarious to me. I laugh at that. Amy's here and Brandy is here. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Brandy. Amy said you're such an idiot. Thanks. Ray, you're screwing in light bulbs. Yep, and Kirsten's here. Hello. Oh, I missed it. No, you didn't miss it. Oh, you missed the beginning. I did the click thing and then I just started doing it. It was dumb. And Ty is here. Hi, how are you, Ty? Hi, Bobby. Hi. And Kelly is here. Hashtag. I like the live hashtags. That's cool. You guys can do live hashtags too. Completely okay. I really wish I had remembered to put the dog away. I know I'm live, but I like hashtags. There you go. Gotta watch the replay now. And Karina is here. Hello. And Dagmar is here. Hi. Hashtag made it. That's cool. Dagmar here. My picture is not here. Yeah, it is. Nah, you're good, Dagmar. You're absolutely fine. You guys will never see the thing. It's only in Ecamm, and you guys aren't watching this through Ecamm. You're watching it on Facebook. So I'm already out of breath. Anyway, we're 2.5 minutes, so let's just get started. I'm going to ignore you people now. It's not that complex. It's really, really not that complex. Over the weekend, I asked, hey, what should we do Daily Fuel about? And Richard, being the pain in the ass that he is, listed like 57 things. One of them, as a joke, he said, was, how many artists does it take to screw in a light bulb? And I went, actually, that's a good one. So I didn't call it that, but it just made me realize that, how many artists does it take to screw in a light bulb? Why? Because we make it really complex. And sometimes I think that the real question, going to reverse it a little bit, is how many light bulbs does the artist have to screw in before he or she feels worthy? How many light bulbs do I have to screw in until I feel like I'm shining enough light, right? How many things outside of myself do I have to do until I feel like I am good enough for, people? And so that's kind of the gist of this one, and let's talk about it. And lo and behold, I have 3 things to say about this, and they're all that we don't trust something. We don't trust certain things, and the first thing that I think is that we don't trust that we're good enough, and that other people will see our value, and we just have to keep adding complexities to what we're doing to justify our existence. I've noticed this a little bit here and there with people thinking like, I'm not sure if this is finished yet. Even our art, right? I'm not sure if this is finished yet. I forgot who it was, and this is not picking on anybody. It's because I know it very well, and really what they said was just a minor example of this. Who was it? I think it was Vicky, where she was showing a painting that she was working on, and she's like, I tend to overpaint, and I'm thinking that it's done, but I'm not sure. And we still have that urge to just, let me just add a little bit to it. Let me just put another, for me, I'm all digital stuff, so I'm always trying to add another layer of something. Let me just add another effect to that drum loop. Let me just put another filter on this visual image that I'm creating. And it's like, you know what? Just leave it. It's good. It's good enough. And I don't think that it's about... what I think it's about is that on some level, our ego is telling us we're not good enough, and so I need to just, I can't just bake a cake. I need to bake an 18-layer cake with 18 different fillings in the middle. Well, that would have 17 fillings, I suppose. But you know what I'm saying. And like 5 different kinds of icings and all. I mean, it's ridiculous. Who would eat that? That would be garbage. But that's what we do. So we feel like I just need to keep adding to this, and I can never get this thing finished because I don't trust that I'm good enough. So that's number 1. And so don't do that. That's the moral of that story. Number 2 is we don't trust in Source's simplicity. We do the opposite. Here in our 3D bodies, we're trying to do everything as complex as possible because more is more. But Source knows less is more. And how do I know that? Because Source does everything by the path of least resistance. We do everything by the path of most resistance. Let me just pile this crap on here, and here's a little more on top. But Source is like, oh, look at this. There's a crack right there. We can fit right through that, and we're done. And that's it. If the blank canvas was the most beautiful thing in the world, that's what Source would paint. You know what I'm saying? If the song you were making required 3 notes played on 1 instrument and it was beautiful, that's all Source would do. But we'd be like, you know what? I gotta have more cowbell in that, right? That's what we do. I gotta have more cowbell. If you know what I'm talking about, that's funny. So, and Source doesn't apologize for that because in that simplicity is perfection. But we try to overcomplicate things sometimes, is what I'm trying to say. So, number 3 is we don't trust that we could do it again. We don't trust that, oh, I made this thing, or I did this thing, or I accomplished this thing, or I succeeded in this way in my life. I don't believe I can do it again because, I mean, really, that was like a once-in-a-lifetime string of events. That will never happen like that again. I'll never win that thing again. I'll never meet people the way I met those people again. I'll never come up with that idea to make that thing that way again. And we think that, it was a miracle. And I'll never do anything like that again. And Source is like, everything we do is a miracle. Everything is a miracle. Chill out about it. You got another miracle coming on Tuesday. And you got 5 coming before that one. So chill out about it. We feel like we're trying to constantly outdo ourselves. It's like, oh, well, I made this thing. Now I got to make a 25-layer cake. So, and I think that as a society, this is kind of put upon us. Everything is always new and improved, bigger and better now, right? Everything, and, even in like social media, the apps that we use or the technology that we use, they're constantly updating. Why does everything have to be updating all the time? Is it better? Some things are better. Hey, we learned how to do that thing we always wanted to do. Okay, that's a good update, But it's not a good update? Darn it, I meant to get it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let me show you what's not a good update. See this? This is my keyboard. I've had this keyboard for a long time. It is amazing. It has the best action. You know what action is? It's how key feels, right? It has the best action and it works great. But when I got my new computer, I decided to treat myself and I got a new keyboard. The new Apple keyboard. It's like sleeker, it's thinner, it has the wider, like this one has the numbers up top, but I got the wider one with the numbers on the side, which as it turns out, I don't use. And so this was like a treat for me, except for a couple things. I hate the action. The keyboard is too big for my desk, and the thing sucks. It doesn't work. It keeps breaking, and I'm really annoyed about it. 3 times now that I've had this, it has somehow the command key has just like been pressed, but the key itself is not pressed. Like I can't unpress it, right? The keyboard is just acting as though I'm holding down the command key. So when you hold down the command key on a Mac, that's the same as right clicking. So anytime I'm pressing anything with my mouse, I'm right clicking everything. That's very annoying. So it's like, why did you make this product and make me buy it for $150. I mean, it wasn't like it was $10, right? Make me buy it for $150 when it is worse than the one that I already have that is amazing. It's like, did Apple forget how to make products? I swear to God, I am beginning to think they forgot how to do Apple, you know? Anyway, that's my little rant about it. I'm just a little annoyed about that. But seriously, I think that as a company, as a society, we're constantly just trying to outdo ourselves. Everything needs to be the new version. Everything needs to be updated. And we get so used to that we then put that into our lives. It's like, well, I made this. I can't make something like that again. I got to do this now, you know? And we don't have to do that, is what I'm telling you. We don't have to do that. We can take the path of least resistance and just make the simplest, most beautiful, most perfect, most you thing that you can make. I'm going to take a breath. Wow. Hi, how you doing? Anyway, wow, that's a lot of comments. Okay, let's go to the comments and see what we got. Dagmar said, hi. Yeah, you read that one. Tap dancing dog. Yeah, you know, she was hanging out with me. And then when I went upstairs, because I turn off the oil burner before I do the lives, she snuck in there. And I was like, oh, you want to go upstairs? And I forgot to put her in the room and close the door. So then she'll just like walk around and stuff. And which is fine most of the time. But when I'm doing the live, it's very loud over my head. I see it now. Okay, cool. And Amy says, hashtag, you're such an idiot. Huh. Okay, good. Very good. Brandy, your complex crew. Yep. Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Now, Knox, I got it. Yeah. Screw the light bulb. I'll open a curtain. There you go. Very good. No, I missed that one. There you go. There. That was Karina. And that's a good one. I like that. Robin is giving me party favors today. Cool. I like it. Yes, love the source simplicity. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Sometimes I'm not saying complex is bad, right? I'm not saying that a drama and layers and all that stuff is bad. My favorite band in the whole wide world is Rush. They're my favorite band. I don't listen to them all the time, but about once a year for maybe a week or two, I get into this thing where I'm like, I feel like listening to Rush, and that's all I listen to for like a week, 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, and then I might not listen to them again for a year. But when I was a kid in high school, I saw them live every time they came around, and they were my favorite band. There is nothing simple about their music. It is extremely complex, but there are like three virtuosos, and everything is put together so perfectly. Sometimes that complexity is fun, you know, that there's fun in complexity, but I'm talking about when you're making something complex for the sake of making it complex because you think more is more, or you think that's too simple. People are going to think I was lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the greatest songs in the world are from the Beatles, and they had the simplest melodies, the simplest arrangements. That's why they're such timeless classic songs, because they were from the heart, you know? Just some music examples there, but you know what I'm talking about, and you can apply that to anything. You crack me up. 17 layer cakes. Just don't leave them out in the rain. My mom loved that song when I was a little kid. I often make things way more complicated than it needs to be, which complicates things, not to mention my life. Yeah, right? Exactly. You're less productive. You get things done. It takes longer to get things done. And then you're not even really all that. Here's the thing I didn't mention, I just thought of it, is that when we make something more complex to justify our existence, to make it so that we think more people will appreciate this more than they'll appreciate this, you know? When we do that, it takes us longer, it exhausts us because we're no longer creating authentically, and we don't like it. At the end of the day, it's like... right? It's like it's not that satisfying to overdo it. You got to learn where that sweet spot is of like, I like this much complexity is authentic, but this much I'm doing for other people, and that's no good. Where am I? I'll never Leave my cake out in the rain. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Dagmar says, I am a 2 person. Haha. I always go all the way in, inspired and excited energy, but it's one of the things I now play with. Limitation becomes challenge. It invites me to be creative, not in pressure, feeling into possibilities. That's great. Again, it's like obviously my example of the blank canvas, that's the simplest painting. Just buy a canvas and be like, I'm done. But that's, you didn't create anything there. You know what I mean? So it's like the simplest painting then, and even more complex than that, but still the simplest would just be like a line across. You still want to put your touch into it. That's not coming from the heart. You want it to come from your heart. So for you, it might be something very simple, but for me, it might be a more complex painting or song or whatever we're making. But it's what level is it of yours that's the right level. We have to find that level for ourselves. Where am I going with this? It was the limitation becomes a challenge. Oh, you know what? I missed that. Sometimes limiting yourself, that's a really good one. You know what? That might even be a good group challenge. Like, make a painting with only one color, right? Or do it in a way that you don't do it most of the time. Like, if for me, I'll use songs as an example because I'm not a painter. But when I make songs, I'll have drum tracks, I'll have bass, I'll have effects on everything, I'll have a few guitar layers, I'll have different synthesizers and stuff like that. But one thing I rarely do, I don't do, is just make like a very simple song with maybe just me and singing over a piano. You know what I mean? It's like I've never created anything like that. And it would be an interesting challenge to limit myself to see if I can create something authentic, limiting the layers of complexity that I would ordinarily add to something. That's what I got from that comment. I don't know if that's what you meant, but that's what I got. So let's see what Kelly says. I felt stuck lately and was getting unstuck much more complex than was needed. Interesting. The solution was simple. Start and then practice and then keep practicing. Way too simple for me to come up with. Sometimes it's that simple thing, right? Oh my God, I don't know how to do this. I'll never just start. Just do a thing. What? Just do one thing? Yeah. That can't be it. Well, how else do you start? Right? You can't do all of it at once. So do the first thing. And then keep practicing it. Kirsten. I would have thrown that keyboard against the wall by now. New is not always better. I'm with you on that. If you notice, the other one I put away. I'm back to using my old one. I can't return it because Apple only has a 15-day return policy. I figured this out after like 25, 26 days. I was like, I don't like this thing. And it was too late to return it. I was a little... I just felt like Apple's been stabbing me in the back lately. First Adobe and now Apple. I'm like, Apple, you can't do this to me. I have been an Apple person my entire life. You can't. Robin, I hate updates. And I'm not a complainer either. I don't ordinarily complain about things. I apologize for that. I use the keyboard thing as an example of trying to outdo yourself all the time because I feel that these companies are getting into that trap where it's like, oh, I created this thing, and it's like, okay, good. Well, that's great. Is it just going to be that thing forever? Well, yeah, it's a good thing. Well, it can't be that thing forever. Next year, it's got to have more bells and whistles, and the year after that, it's got to have more bells and whistles. Like our phones, when the iPhone came out, just to pick on Apple again, but really all of them. When the iPhone came out, when smartphones first came out, that was amazing. You know, it was like going from walking to suddenly being like, wait, I can ride in this vehicle now. I don't have to use my feet to get everywhere anymore. You know, it was like a step up from the Stone Age into the Jetsons. But then they were like, well, you know, it's the iPhone, but we have to have the iPhone 2 and then 3 and then 4 and now we're up to 11 and 12. It's like, well, some things get a little better, but most things just get different, you know, and different or complex is not always better. Sometimes it just adds to the complexities of life, and we don't need to do that. I think I skipped your thing. I hate updates. They often knock stuff off and mess things up. Yeah. Or give you less or inferior quality or whatever. Yeah, they do. Things get rearranged. Now it's over here. We've streamlined it to behave this way, which means they took away your favorite feature. Adobe got rid of my 3D modeling thing that I use, Amy. We are brainwashed into believing that new and improved is better, when in reality, something that does the job you need it to do is perfect. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Very good. See, I'm an idiot. I should have just had Amy do it because that was perfect. Dagmar, in my workshop, every kid can choose one color, but they get paint, marker, pencil in the same color. That's interesting. So they can go explore, revealing the potential of one color. I like that. My mother now challenged me to paint a composition of all white objects with a box full of color as instruments. It makes you feel into the one color white. Simple? I don't think so. I think that limiting yourself, so I think I got it right. I think that limiting yourself to, in this case, one color or something, or just limiting it to a song to one instrument, or not layering my vocals, like 15 vocal layers and harmonies and stuff. Just one straight track of singing, limiting it to get the true performance out could really open your eyes. It might not be your favorite thing. You might be like, well, that was an interesting exercise, but I don't want to create, a whole career out of that. But it might be an exercise that just teaches you, wow, this came out really good. And, maybe I don't need to make things so complex all the time. So good, Dagmar. That's a great... oh my God. What is this? Wow. Okay. Talk about Apple making stuff. I just went out to get some equipment, and the iMacs used to have some models with decent processors at lower price points, and the only way you get a decent amount of what you need is to go top of the line with the black one at $5,000 and up. Yeah. So I had to look at a laptop which at a lower price had way more than any of the desktops, and Apple is coming out with a line of lower level iMacs in fruity colors in the fall, maybe to distract from the fact that they took away the possibilities to get higher performance machines unless paying way more. So improvements and changes do not always necessarily mean real improvement. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I know. I know. Kelly, I wrote something earlier and wanted to pair an image with it, but could not find one that I liked. So I drew symbols in the most simplistic style and felt content for a moment. Then I had that dreaded thought of it's not enough. And didn't post it. Thanks to this live, now I will. Very good. Excellent. Yeah. You're just making me think of it now. But I'm a logo designer too. My career in graphic design has been mostly websites and logos, branding primarily. Do you know what my favorite logo in the world is? The whole wide world. The whole wide world. My favorite logo is the FedEx logo. Have you ever seen the FedEx logo? I wish I had thought to talk about this, but I didn't. I would have had an example of it. If you've ever seen the FedEx logo, it just says FedEx, and it's in two different colors. But take a look at the FedEx logo the next time you see a FedEx truck, which is probably going to be later this afternoon or tomorrow or whatever. But take a look at it and notice that the capital E, because it's Fed and then a capital EX, the capital E and the X touch each other in such a way that it makes an arrow in the negative space. And when the first time I heard this, it blew my mind that it was like, because logo designers are always trying to create some kind of image in the juxtaposition of lettering and stuff like that. And the arrow is just supposed to be like, movement. We're bringing your crap where it's supposed to go. And it's my favorite logo, and it's probably the simplest logo that there is. It's amazing. And Doesn't have those swirlies around it. When I started doing logos in the 90s, it was everything was a swirl and then everything had to be flash and moving. And everybody wanted all that stuff. Man, did I hate that. It was so complex. And I can remember making a logo for a client once and they absolutely had to have like this swirly thing around it. And I was like, this is a fad, right? And it's like people are going to start hating these things in a couple of years. Because I always try to make logos timeless. Because you still want to be able to have the same logo in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. But if you're making something with a design fad or just complex for the sake of complexity, it's not going to last very long. It's going to kind of get dated looking. That's another thing to keep in mind when you're creating anything, I think. It was Kelly, this is Dagmar. Where's the thing? There it is. One more example. I once got an exam on the classroom board was written 90 degrees. That was it. The result of the creations of myself and my fellow students were so diverse and amazing results. Just feeling this coming up. I don't understand what the test was. It just said 90 degrees, and is this an art test? And then you're supposed to create an art piece around that theme. I'm not really sure that I understand the story. But I'm going to take it as that, and I'm just going to say that you were given very little guidance, and now it was just up to you to determine what that means and to create something from that. Is that what you're talking about? Because I think that's cool. That's a really good challenge as well. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? Nice to see you on Facebook Live. What is my problem today? On Daily Fuel. Yes, I'm changing the name of my show to Facebook Live. That's what it's called now. I don't know what the heck is wrong with me today. How many light bulbs? I'm going to just stop. Richard says, I went to say something snarky and I said light bulbs. It doesn't matter. Oh my God. I really hope that when I do things like this that you guys are laughing, because I have no idea. I mean, sometimes I see a laughy face go up, but that's just one of you. It's not like I know that you're all going, ha ha ha, ha. He's so clever and handsome. Soul delights in simplicity, and personally, I love simplicity because it enables my mind to be more clear. And clear thinking is far more important than complex thinking. I like that, right? You like simplicity because simplicity leads to clarity, and clear thinking is more important than complex thinking. Complex thinking is us trying to figure out how to solve a problem without connecting to our superpowers, right? No. I don't need your help. Source, right? I don't need your help. I'm gonna figure it out here. Just me and my little flesh suit. I'm gonna figure it all out myself. Go away. Don't need the superpowers today, and so it's like we design this ridiculous contraption of a mouse trap, and then it's like, you know what? I give up because it's not working. And we go and we meditate, and the solution presents itself because now we've reconnected to our superpowers. And the solution was just this little tiny thing. Oh yeah. I couldn't have thought of that when I was all by myself. Facebook user says FedEx. I don't know who that is. Who is this? Is it my wife again? It's my brother. What? Why do the people who are related to me not click the link? You did click the link a long time ago. You got to click the link again. I keep forgetting to, and you knew it was FedEx because you know that story. Hi, by the way. Yeah, it's okay, Bobby. We write a lot because you're the best reader. Thanks. I fake complain about the essays. I like the essays. And I think it's funny to peer over them. That only just started with Dagmar's the other day because I had never seen one. It was like up to here. Can you hear my dog? The capital E, yeah. I'm late. I will watch the replay. I'm really sad about it. I'm really sad about it too. I was thinking this is a decent Daily Fuel, but Donna's not here. It would have just been that much better. And, whatever. Would have been good. We'll try again tomorrow. Good night. She says, are you saying good night to each other now? Are you leaving, Amy? Robin, I hate picking on Apple, but when I was shopping products, they informed me that I should opt for the Apple security on my machine to protect it. And I was confused because I thought Apple was a closed system that didn't need it like Microsoft, which is one of the reasons I wanted Apple. You're talking about Apple Care Plus, right? And he told me that Apples are now getting bugs and the virus protection stuff. Okay, he told me that Apples are now getting bugs and viruses like everybody else. So I was floored, and I'm getting the protection. So I guess that's progress. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's annoying. I don't know. Oh, you crack me up. Humor is medicine. Yeah, it is. Nice. Amy, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just a hashtag complicated idiot day. Wrong? There's nothing wrong with me. Yeah, I'm just kind of giddy today. I don't know. Kelly says clarity is the best. That's an indicator for me of flow state. I don't need to figure anything. It just comes. Yeah, right. When we are plugged into our superpower, it just kind of comes to us. And that's inspiration. That's in the flow. That's in the pocket. That's in the zone. And then if the solution is complex, if it needs layers of paint, if it needs layers of sound effects and music and stuff, then you're doing it simply. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that like every video edit should just be 2 clips and a cut and that's it. That's all you did. That's the whole movie. That'd be boring. Obviously, we like the CGI effects in movies and we like all of that stuff. So there still needs to be the complexity of that, but you can do it as simply as possible. You can find the path of least resistance to create the thing that matches your vision. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. That should be tomorrow's. Hang on a second. Hang on. Vision matches your vision. Oh, I like that. I'm not gonna remember what the hell I meant. Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that'll be good. We'll see. Oh, all right. Thanks, Kelly. And Amanda's here. Hi. How are you? Nice to see you on Daily Fuel. Don't judge me. I don't judge you. I was thinking about you recently because somebody else in the group, Zarita, she sang a song in a video, but she was just like singing with the music playing over the air and recording it on her iPhone, and it sounded great, and it reminded me of the video that you had showed me, Amanda, and I was just wondering how your recording was coming. So because I think that we overcomplicate things. She made here we are, right? We make it too complex. She had mentioned something about trying to figure out how to get this stuff recorded, and my first thought was, wow, this recording sounds good because her performance was really good, which reminded me of your performance of that song that you did. And I don't know, do we need recording of music to be so complex? Does it have to be on a Mac in Pro Tools or Logic, or some other DAW, and have 24 tracks, or can you just play your guitar and sing into your iPhone and be like, here's my song? Why can't you do that? I don't know. Hashtag complicated idiot. Robin. Oh, Robin, light bulbs. That's a good one for today. Here we go. Boom. That's not that big. Yeah, just like that. The teacher answered nothing when we asked what to do with it. Just 90 degrees. Cool. I made a cube out of tons of tiny sticks, but there was no limit. And in the same time, the only thing to have to think about was 90 degrees. It was so hard at first. Nobody knew what the teacher wanted from us. But afterwards, we all got it and learned so much in the classes of that teacher. Yeah, that's really cool. I think the thing that the teacher wanted from you was not a specific product completed, but to see how your brain would take very little prompting and turn it into something. And so good for you. That's great. Richard says, clear thinking has saved me from the making simple shit hard in life. Yeah. We have to remember to do it, though, right? That's the problem. Excuse the typo. Don't worry about typos. Useful idiot. That's my new nickname. I'm the useful idiot. Ooh, are you going to sing for us again? You too again, please. No, not now. But yeah, we should do something like that. That'd be fun. She's talking about in my old group, we did a thing where you did videos of your talent, and because it was a making videos group, and I did singing. That was fun. I liked that. Well, that's the last comment. I'm glad you liked it, Donna. Hey guys, thanks very much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget to go take a look at the FedEx logo and see that arrow between the E and the X. That's my favorite logo, and that's one that I'm like, darn, I really wish I had designed that logo. That's really cool. All right, well, I'm going to go, and you guys can go now too. You're allowed. And Donna, you got the booby prize tonight, so thank you everybody for hanging out with me. And nope, Donna, you lost the booby prize. You wrote booby, and you were trying to snag it by writing another comment, but if you had waited another second, it would have come in after Dagmar's. I love the essence in all, as well as in each moment, as in materials, the elements, breathing, basic things, but core essence. So you mean of this, of the essence of what? Of our lives, of the show, or of art itself. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's of what you feel it of. Great. Well, Dagmar, then you get the booby prize. How's that? Ha! So I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a wonderful night, or morning, or day, or whatever it is. Nope, Amy stole the booby prize. Good night. Okay, that's it. Amy gets a booby prize. Bye.